65 degrees in Indiana. Feels like 90 right now, coming out of a cold winter. But the weather has been up and down all over the place. So I've got an opportunity to get outside. I've got my inside projects done. As I stated in my last video, the laundry room makeover is over. I hope to have another video out on that, probably next week sometime. But let's talk about the outside. I've been waiting all winter long to get back out here. So last year I started this project late in the year. My dad and I put those posts in and put the perimeter up, and then did that little mini slanted roof there to the back of it. Phase 2 of this backyard area, you can see the pavers, the sitting area to the left there, and the garage door to the right. That was all done a couple years ago. I just recently added the pavers in this structure last fall. I did the post first, and then I came in and put the pavers in myself too. The whole idea of this building is actually to have a sectional outdoor seating area, possibly a TV, some speakers, some lights, and then also my smoker, my Yoder Wichita smoker, is the focal point of the building. That's why it's called the Smokehouse. Also plan on smoking cigars in there and drinking a glass of wine or two. But you can see I use 6x6 posts here. They're 3 to 3.5 feet in the ground. I think I got 2.5 bags of concrete in each one, and then I have 2x8s at the top there. I plan on using obviously the 6x6s, the 2x8s, and then also 2x6s, and then some 2x4s for some support structures. Now last fall I also had the opportunity to put the fill dirt in around the structure itself. It is raised a little bit, but I had to bring dirt in to get it up high enough so water wouldn't pool, in and around it. So it's set up really, really well. Had all winter to see how it, behaved during the wettest times, and it's sitting really in a good spot, I guess you would say. Now I also ran power to this building. There's 2 direct burial cables. Had a couple extra circuits. I actually had about 6 circuits in the basement fuse panel. I ran them underground with direct burial wire underneath the paver sidewalk and into the house, into the basement, and I wired them up. And I have power out there right now, actually. It's not GFI, but I usually kill the breaker when it's going to rain, or I cover that plug up out there with a plastic bag or something. Now this area you're looking at right here, I need to do some grade work with the tractor. I need to destroy that trampoline my daughter likes. She jumps on it maybe twice a year at best, and it's an eyesore, so I've got a guy that might want it. So anyways, I need to take the tractor to this area here and get the grade right. I might have to run to the rental company and get a grading surveyor to help me out a little bit there. It's kind of hard to just eyeball that, but I do have a little bit of pooling water to the right there, and I think I can get it fixed, and I can definitely use the soil. So you'll see that in an upcoming video also. Now the water comes from the irrigation system. I've got irrigation just around the house itself. I don't have irrigation out in the front field area, it's just too big. But around the house, I think I got like 9 or 10, 12 zones, maybe more than that. I don't remember how many zones I got. I've got the grass areas all irrigated, and then I have all the planting areas all drip irrigated too. So I plan on using the water in the smokehouse for the smoker itself, mainly during the summer months. Obviously I blow my lines out in the winter months because everything freezes in Indiana, but in the summer months when I use my grill the most, the water will be out there and available. I'll put a valve on it. I'll do a video of that too. Today I'm looking at the roof, so I'm going to go ahead and put the roof up today. It's a great day to start it. I made a couple of these little temporary braces to set the header up top. I basically used the SketchUp design Google that I've used in other projects such as the laundry room makeover, and basically got my pitch based off of my measurements. So to give me an idea with these measurements for these little temporary braces to put them up there, I think they're like 42 inches, just under 4 foot high. I'm running a 612 pitch. So I put my 2 temporary braces up, and now I'm just cutting the little 2x8 header. Nothing crazy. I think it's like 180 inches or something like that. Now I do have an 8-inch overhang on both ends, so that's added in there also. I haven't roofed too many things in the past, but this is a straight gable, which is pretty easy. I get really confused on hip roofs, so being a gable, it shouldn't be too tough. Now my rafters will all be 2x6 in size. The outside hanging rafters will be 2x8. Now you notice the wood I'm using, it's not cedar. It's actually, they call it Cedartone at Menards. It's basically the green wood that you buy. It's just used with a brown dye instead of a green dye. Alright, the header's done. The only disadvantages I've had today, or gonna have this entire project, is I'm working by myself. So I gotta think smart, and I definitely have to be safe. So it's a lot slower with one person than it is with two, especially when you're working above your head. Things fall, or you just need extra hands, and I don't have them today, and I normally don't ever have them, so it's not a big deal. I'll make do. Pretty smart when it comes to doing what I have to do to get the job done. I'm getting ready to throw that 4-foot level on top of this header, and that thing's on the money. It's perfectly on the money, which is great. So I got the header in place, so now I just simply have to put the common rafters up on both ends. I've got a little template I made to make every rafter the exact same. Like I said, I'm using 2x6 material here, Cedartone from Menards. Menards has great rebates, by the way. If you don't take advantage of the rebates, you're foolish, because you can get a lot of money for doing that. But basically, the template gives me the 3 areas to cut. It gives me the front edge, which is about a 30-degree angle. It gives me the tail end, and it gives me the bird's mouth too, which is the notch that hooks on the 2x8s that are already up there. It's kind of routine, I guess. I gotta do, like, I think there was like 21, 22 of these things. I doubled up in certain areas to make it cosmetically look good, but it's really boring cutting all these. It kind of sucks. But the first 4 are really, really important. It's really how you're setting it all up. If you can get the first 4 in right, then you're good to go down the road with all the ones in the middle. Like I said, I did the computer program. It gave me the angles, and it's perfectly on the money. It's hard to see from this video here. I'm so far back on the video, but the angle is very, very good, and it's very, very tight with the header. Like I said, I'm putting on a steel roof, all black. So I've never done that before. I've done some research online, making sure I knew how to frame this roof. It doesn't seem too difficult. But for the most part, I think I'm on the right track. Now you can see those posts are actually higher than my roof structure. I'll cut those off later. It's not a big deal. I've got the front part done. I'm moving on to the back part. The only thing I'm really doing here is making sure the rafters at the top where they touch the headers, there's 8 inches from the end of the header to the rafter on both the front and the back. Now you notice a lot of times I like to do the back before I do the front, because the front's a showpiece. Here I did not. Mainly because I know this isn't that crucial to the visual eye at this point, because I'm going to have another rafter outside of the rafters I'm putting up now, which is called like a hanging rafter or a fascia board. So for the most part, these 4 rafters went up pretty quick. I was pretty pleased with it. Now I am screwing everything just in case I need to go back and redo something. I don't like to use nails when I know there's a possibility of something changing, so I always use screws here, even though the nail gun is actually a lot easier and quicker. So the party comes to an end. Storm quickly moved in and pretty much ruined my day. Shut me down, but I got to a good stopping point. I got the header up, 2 rafters, or the 4 rafters up, 2 on each end, and unfortunately I had to call it a day. Well, stay tuned. If you want to see more of this, I'm going to bring you along the way until I get her done. So please, if you like these types of videos, subscribe to my channel. It helps dramatically. Share with your friends and family. And like I always say, I appreciate you spending time.